Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's do a walkthrough of the final path of Act 9.2.6 starting with Terrax. Now this is going to be a Scourge Path and the nodes are Stun Immune with Scourge, Pierce, Power Gain and Armor Up with Scourge. There's also Combo Count Proliferate, Clarify for Punish Specials, and you can Eradicate with a Knockdown. And finally there's also Occult Immunity with Heavy. Don't worry, I'll explain them in a bit. But please be advised you have to bring at least one strong energy damage counter as you have Terrax, Captain Marvel movie and also Aarkus as defenders. Now to simply put, the defenders will gain buffs on their own and also from the Scourge node, giving them Pierce, Armor Up and Power Gain. So naturally your Mystic champions with easy access to Nullify will work best for the path. A striker is needed not only for the path but also for the boss. I would also advise you to boost strong because it will help with the path and the Lotan Boss too. Your top champions for the path will be Kushala, Wiccan and Absorbing Man. You can also use Cosmic champions for the class advantage against tech defenders. I will showcase different options for a broader choice of counters. We are going to tackle Lotan Boss with an Encroaching Storm trap node. Your best counters for this will be Count Nefaria, Joe Fixit and Deathless She-Hulk. And also stick till end of the video for a walkthrough of the boss fight. The first fight is going to be against a Terrax. Notice the grey timer that gives the defender a Scourge charge every 4 seconds. Now these charges can stack up to a maximum of 20 and they are paused during the special attacks by either champion or paused for 3 seconds every time your combo reaches a multiple of 5 hits, with the node Proliferate combo count. Every 12 seconds the defender gains Pierce, Power Gain and Armor Up and also has a chance to go Stun Immune for each Scourge charge active on them. And don't forget there is going to be immunity to Nullify and Stagger and Fate Seal, but don't worry, you can remove that using a heavy attack knockdown. Now, how do we deal with these nodes? We will start the fight with a parry and heavy to disable the occult immunity node. Now this will allow us to Nullify, Stagger and Fate Seal the defender for 15 seconds. At the end of 15 seconds, the immunity will come back again. We can use a heavy attack knockdown to disable it again. Now this will help us keep the buffs or the power in control, and as for the Scourge charges, we can either punish the defenders with special attacks to remove 2 charges, or we let the charges build up to 9 and eradicate them with the burst damage with a knockdown. I find that punishing specials to remove the Scourge charges and the 5-out combos to pause them from gaining is the most effective strategy for this path. It doesn't matter what champion you use, this strategy can work with any champion. Like for example, I'm using a Venom against a Lady Deathstrike. Now Venom is not a Mystic champion with any kind of Nullify on him, but it works. I will not let her move more than 2 charges in the whole fight because as soon as I punish, you notice that the two charges are gone away. So let them throw a special attack and as soon as they finish the animation, you punish them and that helps you remove 2 of the charges. Even though I make mistakes here, I still get through this fight quite comfortably in the end. Also, every time I have 5 hits on my combo, that will pause the charge gain, the Scourge charge gain on the opponent. So basically you can use any champions, but if you look at the defender diversity, there are going to be 3 cosmic champions with which you need energy resistance, and there are going to be 2 tech champions for which a cosmic champion can work too. I'm just having fun playing around with different champions, but definitely bringing Mystic champions with easy access to Nullify makes the path way faster. So Venom is just my favorite, one of my favorite champs, so I just bring him almost in any path. Now moving on to fight number 3 is going to be Captain Marvel movie version. You will need a Mystic champion here because she will take all the damage from the Mystic hits, and look at her taking damage. You will notice that she just went Stun Immune. That is a 5% charge for every Scourge charge active, but you can pause them by getting up to multiple of 5 hits on your combo meter, and also you can punish Captain Marvel special and that will remove 2 charges. But it's much easier when you're playing with the Mystic champion against Captain Marvel movie version. She dies very quick with them because of that damage. So before we know it, look at that, right after SP3, 1 SP3, I am able to take her out with basic hits. So just a very quick fight. against Captain Marvel. And then we are going to, at the fog, go on the left side, and the fight is going to be Dani Moonstar. Now, usually I don't really bring 6-star champions for Act 9.2 because they don't get any kind of extra damage, and this is also a showcase of that. Cosmic Ghost Rider is a very strong champion, especially also when he's ascended, but I just follow the perfect rotation here. I don't like kind of evade and get any kind of precision on me, but still the damage is quite slow and is one of the longer fights of the path. You're gonna fight through this the same way as the other fights. When the fight starts, you use a parry and heavy so you can disable the nullify and fate seal immunity, and then try to punish Dani Moonstar specials because that is going to help you reduce the charges by 2 every time you do that. And then 5 hit combos on your combo meter or multiple of 5 is going to help you pause the Scourge power gain so you can always keep it under control. So even now the fight is half over. There are only 2 Scourge charges on Dani Moonstar, so that's how you control the fight. Just be careful about the stun immunity. There is a 2% chance for every Scourge charge active on the defender that they can go stun immune, so just play around that, and rest should be quite easy to manage. Again, I would not suggest you to bring 6-star champions, but this is just a quick showcase where I'm like, okay, if you don't have any other champion, you can bring them. They still take quite a bit of time, and I am still boosted here. I've got a 20% health and attack boost, then a 15% health and attack boost, and then a 15% attack health boost separately, and even then Ghost Rider is just hitting like a noodle. So if this was a Mystic champion with the Nullify and Stagger, somebody like Kushala, this fight would have been already over. And finally, we are bringing down Dani Moonstar. And moving up, fight number 5 is going to be a Yondu. So again, a tech champion. I'm going to bring in a Venom because I really like the combination of criticals and also bleeds that Venom brings to the table. Try to keep Yondu to an SP1 only. Is much easier to evade. And once you evade that, you can easily remove the charges. Right now, there are 4 charges. I'm going to punish him. Those charges should have been reduced to 2. I'm not sure what happened there. So let's try it out again. Still not the case. It is pausing with the 5 hits, but I'm not sure if that's a bug because that was working in the previous fight. SP2, just going to block it and then going back in. By the time the defender gets any bearings right, we are already taking him down with Venom. So Venom is probably one of my favorite champions when it comes against techs. You can also use somebody like Gladiator if you want, but I would say just go for your regular Mystic champions and you should be good. It will be a much faster fight with that, but I like using Venom and all of his bleeds and all the criticals. He does hit really hard. And just like that, Yondu is down. Now, and the final fight is going to be against a Vision Aarkus. There's loads of energy damage here. So as I said in the beginning of the video, it will be great if you can bring in energy resistant Mystic champions. So some good examples are Kushala, Absorbing Man, and also Wiccan. Wong is another one. He works really well too. So you can use all of these champions to get through this. All you need to do is to make sure that you punish the special attacks to remove the charges and use a heavy attack so you can remove the occult immunity from the defender, and then just keep nullifying the buffs and you should be good. Now I am using a Kushala here. I'm going to throw that SP1 and SP2 for that Soul Bob and also the Nullify, so she works really well against Vision Aarkus. You can also use Modo. He will work too because he has a lot of energy resistance, and the Soul Bob as well. With all of those buffs, he will also work really well on this path, and just before you know it, you're going to be finishing off Vision Aarkus. So the important thing is make sure that you bring in Mystic champions with Nullify or Staggers that have energy resistance, and for the tech champions you can use the same, or you can bring in somebody cosmic that can deal with them. And before you know it, we are going to be on the boss fight. Now for the boss fight, the trap node is going to be Encroaching Storm. So every 25 seconds you are going to need to throw a special attack or be inside the maelstrom to pause the Encroaching Storm, because you will be stunned. But if you're using a special attack, you can bypass that. Now the best champions in my opinion for this one is going to be your Deathless She-Hulk, because she straight up murders Lotan. Or if you want more sustainable options, you can go with Joe Fixit, and the best one is going to be Count Nefaria, because you can keep healing back. So even if you get stunned and you lose health, you can always heal back with the SP1 or the 4 hearts card draw with Joe Fixit. Now this is the first phase, and here the smite charge is activated once you corner Lotan on her side of the wall, and once it's activated you can use a medium ending combo and an SP1. Each of them reduce the desecrated charges by 4, and the goal here is to remove the desecrated charges and push Lotan into a sanctified phase where she takes 150% extra damage, and we can bring her down to 0 HP, at which point we push her into the next phase. But here I am really carefully playing around the Encroaching Storm node. Right now it's paused, if you can notice it, so I have to make sure extra careful that I always have a special attack ready when that cooldown is about to expire. So right here I use a special attack, and again a special attack just on the dot, and I'm able to bypass the Encroaching Storm node and push Lotan into a phase 2. Now as soon as you go into phase 2, you will notice I've got 2 corrupted seals, and now here the smite charge activates when I am cornered on my side of the screen. Notice as soon as I get in the wall, the green charge of smite is activated. So the way you remove desecrated charges are by 2 smite commands. The first one is going to be your first light and the 4th light in a combo are going to reduce 2 desecrated charges each, and the second one is going to be using a striker. Any hit of a striker will reduce 4 desecrated charges. So right now we are at 18. That's 1st and 4th light attack down to 14. We're going to rinse and repeat that, but I'm going to use a special here just to bypass the Encroaching Storm node. Another great thing about Joe Fixit, his special attacks have a little bit longer animation, so it gives you a bit more time to just play around that Encroaching Storm node. So here we are again, 2 lights into a striker, and we are able to push Lotan into sanctified phase. And also we have a weakness, so we are removing some extra desecrated charges in this phase, and she is down to 19% with again 18 desecrated charges. So me light, that reduces 4. We're gonna rinse and repeat the same, light, 4. Then we have a striker ready. I'm trying to trigger her SP1. I'm gonna wait for her to charge in so I can throw my special attack to bypass the Encroaching Storm node. And now we need to use a striker or just start our combo from the corner of the wall so we can push her to sanctified, removing all the desecrated charges. So I think this is going to be it. Light, and there she goes into sanctified, and I am able to push her into the next phase. Notice that I am fully healed even though I lost my HP. That's okay, I healed them back because Joe Fixit is such a G. You can also do the same with Count Nefaria with his spam. When he is gaining his ionic charges, he is also going to heal up. Now this is phase 3. Now, right here Jane Foster's becomes stun immune, so whenever you will parry her, she is going to be stun immune. So you need to really know your re-parry technique so you can remove the desecrated charges. There are 2 ways you can remove the desecrated charges. One is going to be parry, that reduces 2 charges, and the second one is going to be use an SP2 that reduces 6 charges. But The catch here is that you have to be in between the maelstrom and away from your side of the wall. Only then it works. So you will notice that the smite charge only activates when I'm in between the maelstrom and away from my wall. This small area is where it all works. So right now there are 2 desecrated charges, 4 desecrated charges on Jane Foster. I need at least 2 parries. So I'm going to dex this SP1. I'm going to walk up to her and now try to parry very quick. That's 1 parry, that's another one, and there she is sanctified. And now I'm going to try to finish my medium enders to get those spades so I can do some more damage, ending with an SP2 so I can do some really good damage and maybe bring her down in only 2 sanctified phases, but I'm sure it will take me 3 sanctified phases to bring her down in this phase. Phase 4 is the most tricky one. Sorry, phase 3 is like the most tricky one, so you have to play around quite carefully. There is a reparry again, down to 4 sanctified charges, 3. Now I just used a special attack here because the encroaching storm node was about to stun me. So you have to keep an eye on that. It gets paused, it takes 25 seconds, sometimes very annoying to deal with, but that's okay. Now I am deliberately ending my combos with light attack so I can get more hot card draws that will help me heal up back to 100. So even if I get stunned with encroaching storm, if I take damage, I can always recover from it. There we are. There's going to be a big SP2 here. That's going to reduce 6 desecrated charges. Now only 6 remaining. Got hit by an SP1. I just tried to charge, but that's okay. Happens. 8 charges now because she gained 2 from the SP1. So 4 reparries and I was able to remove 8 of those charges and sanctify her again. And with all the extra 150% damage, I'll be able to push Jane Foster into phase 4. Oh, only at 4% remaining. I thought I pushed her, but that's okay. Again, I used a special attack right at the end of the encroaching storm cooldown. So that's an extra thing you need to take care about. And the problem is this cooldown, it persists between phases. It does not restart at the beginning of every phase. So that's going to be trouble. Now phase 4. You have to fight within the maelstrom, so your smite charge will only activate when you are in the maelstrom. And in this phase, the way that you remove the desecrated charges is by evading the basic attacks or evading the special attack hits from Lotan. And the second way is to use a heavy attack, but because she is stun immune and her SP1 is also unblockable, the only way you can use heavy attack is by using a striker and then throw in your heavy attack. So your striker becomes very important in this phase. So here we have brought her down to 55%. Now I'm just trying to be back inside the maelstrom, and every time I evade, I'm reducing 2 charges. And now I'm at 6 desecrated charges. I have my striker ready. So we're going to throw that striker out. Or first, we're going to run that encroaching storm timer out so we don't have to worry about it. And here we are. We dex 2 basic attacks. We dex 2 special attacks in the SP1 and then ended up with a heavy attack, so that helped us push her to sanctified again. So just to summarize this phase very quick again, make sure that you're in the maelstrom, and when you evade a basic attack or a special attack hit, you're going to remove 2 desecrated charges each, and using a heavy attack is going to remove 6 charges. So you can push her to a sanctified phase where you can bring her down to 0 and push her into the final phase. So just here, we just pushed her into the final phase. You've noticed that throughout this fight, I've been losing my health, but I'm gaining it back because Joe Fixit has regen. So the Feria works the same way. So if you have them, use them. They are super amazing. Now, in phase number 5, it's very simple. Push Lotan to SP1. Dex the first 2 hammers, and in the last one dash in, and that is going to remove 3 desecrated charges. Encroaching storm timer was up, so I used my SP1 to bypass the timer. So dex and charge in that reduces 3 desecrated charges. So you have to do that over and over again until you sanctify her, and then you can bring her down with your basic attacks. If you're using Joe Fixit, just go into sanctified phase and just do mediums only, because that gives you all of those spades very fast and increase your damage. So right here, right after medium, light, medium, that is again giving me spades, and in one go I'm able to bring her down to 53%. She is desecrated again with 12 charges, so again we're gonna dash in on the last hit when the hammer is coming to us. So right here, dash in, that reduces 3 charges. She's gonna trigger SP1 again, and dex, and dash in. Let's wait it out. Again, dex, dash in, 3 charges gone, encroaching storm timer almost active. We bypass that, and dex, and dash in and cease sanctified. So that is the whole fight, guys. Again, I've given you the best options. This was the last part for 9.2.6, so I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you on 9.2.5 exploration. Let me know in the comment section what was your strategy, what did you enjoy about this path, and I'll see you on the next videos. Bye.